Hello and welcome to Total War Warhammer, and I have a very special replay for you guys today, and it was a battle against a Death Star. Now, I was just bringing not completely traditional Warriors of Chaos army against what I expected to be a normal Vampire Counts army. What I got was a Death Star. Now, the moment I saw this, I chatted to my opponent, "No, not a Death Star." I was not prepared for the Death Star in any way. I've almost no magical attacks. I don't have any method. I don't have a Bright Wizard or anything. The only thing I have is a Death Wizard, or Sorcerer. So I realized that, and so my opponent said, "Oh, I was just trying it out." I'm not sure he was just trying it out. I think he uses Death Star a lot. But anyway, you saw my army when we loaded up. I have two Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes on each side, and right here I discovered his Blood Knights. I didn't realize they were there until right now. These guys I brought just for Blood Knights. They have throwing axes, which gives them armor piercing. So you can see one Blood Knight already down. So I put them on skirmish, but as you'll see, their skirmish mode is really not that great. Skirmish, I was like, happy, yay, skirmish is working. But look at that, that's really bad. These guys have a speed of 75. My guys have a speed of 92. 90 freaking 2, but with the charge animation and the horrible skirmish mode, I'm gonna get caught in the woods. But that isn't to say the throwing axe animations aren't cool. The throwing axes are really cool. They're fun to watch. Just those axes fly out of their hands. Look at that. And they have armor piercing, so yeah, once again, this is skirmish mode. It's really bad. So the Death Star is getting engaged right now. I'm using Kolek's ability of Lord of the Storm, but it completely misses. So he's already he's gathering his Death Blob, and he is about to ready to charge. I didn't really mean to do this. I just got caught trying to get close for Spirit Leech. So, yeah, I have Spirit Leeched Manfred von Karstein twice, I believe, but Invocation to Heck is just going to replenish that very quickly. Spirit Leech, you can see he's healing faster than Spirit Leech can kill him. So I'm engaging him, surrounding him, making sure he doesn't break through, blobbing up, just as he blobs up. And then Kolek Sun Eater is going to be what is going to hopefully get me anything. His weapon strength of 592 with weapon piercing will help, and all the buffs are going off. So what I'm going to try to do is kill Manfred as soon as I can. If I can kill Manfred, his hopes of getting this Death Star to work are severely limited. So I'm going to Spirit Leash him as many times as I can. I don't feel cheap about doing Spirit Leech because he's doing the Death Star, for crying out loud. So Kolek has taken almost no damage. I'm using my throwing axes to get his Crypt Horrors somewhat. But you can see Manfred has retreated to the back of his army, so I'm just going to move Kolek around and smash him down, pound him into the dirt, get this vampire to go to the back to the grave, and Lord of the Storm doing a lot of magical damage in the middle of the blob, and Spirit Leech going off again, but you can see he's full health just from all of the Invocation and Hex. Now the thing about the Spirit Leech and the Kolek Sun Eater is that it forces my opponent to use his Invocation to Hex in quick succession. If you use your Invocation to Hex too quickly, then you'll run out of magic, because Overcast Invocation to Heck does require 11 winds of magic. So if I get him to do it enough with Spirit Leech, he will have to use the Invocation to Hex until he can't use it anymore because he's depleted magic. So Kolek Sun Eater still is barely scratched, and what's really holding up my line here is the Chaos Spawn. Now, even with all of his terror abilities and all the replenishment he has, these Chaos Spawn will not break and run from the field. You can see when Kolek Sun Eater is in the back, he's going to bring Mannfred to the front, and when he's in the front, when Kolek Sun Eater is in the front, he's going to bring Mannfred to the back. So I'm going to get out of this engagement. I do not need this. I need to fight Mannfred von Karstein. And I'm clicking attack orders on Mannfred as much as I can. The Blood Knights have come back from cleaning up 2 units of Marauder Axemen, even though they're on skirmish mode. So you can see Kolek Sun Eater is getting out of the engagement because he was taking damage, and Mannfred is where I need him. And so Spirit Leech going off again. I do not know how many times I've cast this, but Invocation to Heck has kept him very well alive. So the mass of Kolek Sun Eater lets me just pull through his entire army and get to Mannfred. And Lord of the Storm looking so cool right there. And but the Blood Knights are quickly routing my Chaos Marauders because they are terrified, all the terror units. But Mannfred von Karstein getting pounded by Kolek Sun Eater and all of the abilities for my Spirit Leech. So you can see the massive swipes Kolek Sun Eater actually has, and the Spirit Leech going off again. So I'm clicking as many attack orders. Sometimes Kolek gets distracted by other units, but there, he probably doesn't have many wits of magic to cast Invocation to Heck again, and Mannfred goes down, and that is a big deal. He no longer has the passive ability to heal troops, and now the morale of his troops, and you can see a mass waiver right there. And so now I'm getting my horsemen to throw at his Blood Dragons because I'm sick of him rear charging my guys. And now the next target is this Necromancer, who is casting Invocation to Heck because he needs to, but you can see this not overcast, so he's not getting the insane amount of recharging. You can see they're not replenishing all the damage I'm dishing out. So Kolek Sun Eater has proven to be very useful because of his mass and able to take down lords. So now the Necromancer is not faring too well, and I'm going to get another Spirit Leech when I have 7 Winds of Magic. And these Marauder Axemen are throwing their axes at the Blood Knights, which is very important because I do not need the rear charge penalties, because while the Vampire Cats don't have morale, I do. So Kolek Sun Eater, just in the middle of this entire blob, I'm not sure if he's clicking attack orders. He certainly is getting attacked, but you can see this Necromancer has gone down as well, and that is very important. There's another possibility of healing gone, and they're starting to actually crumble now, not getting healed at all. So the Banshee Specialist is getting Spirit Leech himself, and he's since he's thoroughly weak to magic, so that's going to be a big deal. You can see the damage on that. The Blood Knights are trying to chase down my guys, have been thrown by these Axemen to their deaths. No more Blood Dragons will be alive, and Kolek Sun Eater had to get out of there because he was sending everyone at my guys. But now I have the opportunity to throw in my axes. You can see that Crypt Order just falling to the ground. And my Chaos Spawn have been very useful because they do not break, and they are doing a lot of damage to his infantry and doing the same thing that he does with his Cryptors to my Chaos Martyrs with great weapons. So Kolek Sun Eater comes back. I cast Stand or Die to make him come back from routing, and you can see some of his units have stopped crumbling, so I need to remedy that with Kolek Sun Eater. He's going to get a massive hammer strike, and the Lord of the Storm has recharged, so Kolek Sun Eater is just tying him down, so I can get the Lord of the Storm ability off, do some magical damage to those Citadel units, which is exactly what I need. But then Kolek Sun Eater routes again, so now all I'm left with is some Chaos Marauders with throwing axes. My Lord, who has routed, who was in the fight, pinning them down, and a lot of my troops are routing from the field because Kolek Sun Eater is no longer in the fight. He breaks again, but still, without their Lord, these units have a minus 28 morale just because of the damage sustained, and their Lord is dead. So they are crumbling slowly. Slowly but surely, that is all I need. So now I have 2 Chaos Marauders throwing axes. I'm going to bring my guys back over from routing. Maybe they're already back. Not yet. But my Chaos Sorcerer is luring these Cryptors so that my my Marauder Horsemen can do the damage they need to. And Koloksander has come back from routing, and for some reason he sends his Banshee in against. So his Banshee has 383 HP, my Koloksander has 478 HP. I'm wavering, and I have very low morale because he has caused terror, so I'm going to cast Standard Die to give me enough leadership to last the fight. Deadly Onslaught, plus charge bonus, plus armor piercing, everything, plus speed. So I'm going to take down this Banshee as quickly as I can, which is the only unit supporting the morale, because I believe it has encourage abilities. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So he's going to breathe on Kolek's feet, but that is not going to matter because it is going to disintegrate into the dust. And Kolek Suneater, supporting the morale of my guys, I'm now going to throw the axes, all of the axes I can against these Ethereal units who are slowly crumbling just because of everything that is going against them. And it was still very, very close. I do not know why my opponent admitted defeat. He could have possibly gone for a draw, but he just called it quits there, maybe because his strategy had not worked as he had planned. So there you can see a Death Star has been defeated, not even with an army that was designed to counter it in any way, shape, or form. Kolek Suneater is very pivotal in my strategy. The Lord of the Storm causing a lot of damage, and the Chaos Sorcerer of Death forcing Mannfred to use Invocation to Heck over and over and over so as to not make Mannfred die. So even the Blood Knights got 159 kills. It didn't really matter because it was his lords that I needed to take care of. So when you're dealing with the Death Star, the most important thing is to take out their lords. It doesn't matter if you deal damage to their candidates if their lords are alive. It is really forcing those Invocation to Hex out of them, because if you don't do enough damage to their army, if you don't do enough damage to their lords, their Invocation to Hex are not going to come out until they're needed and until your army has been routed off the field. So I was really, really excited after this battle to have won against the Death Star. It actually might have gone either way at the end. I thought I had enough ammo, and my Sorcerer of Death had come back, so I probably would have won. But still, it was a very close battle, even though it was a Death Star cheese, and yeah, I'm very excited about this. Anyway, see you next time.